What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JmarMATK, man. Back again at the video, the banger. Y'all today, man. Y'all see about the title what your boy gonna be doing today. We're gonna be ready to Candice. Owens has questions about Brigitte, Macron. However you say the name, man. We finna get to the video, man, and see what they're talking about, man. Her and Theo on see what they're talking about, man, on his podcast. Finna see what they're talking about.
And what about cybersecurity? I noticed that you had this. You have this Brigitte Macron, who is the wife of the president of France. His name is Emmanuel Macron. And one thing that's interesting about them is they have an age difference, right? How many years is it?
How many years do they tell people, or how many years is it actually?
Wow, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched the series, I mean, there's a reason it's going.
I've watched 2 episodes of the series.
Crazy. This is not like wasn't nothing. And I want to be clear, I wasn't the one who I happened upon this because I'm one of these rare birds, because I'm nosy, that if I see something happening in another country, I will take the time to pick it up in the foreign language and then interpret it into English and to try to read and understand it. And most people just will be like, I don't really care. It's happening in France, it's happening in Romania, it's happening wherever. I just make time, I get interested. And so Savannah, who's my manager, remembers the night at the UFC fight where I found the reporting on this. And actually the way it popped up was like the Daily Mail actually did a piece on Brigitte Macron. It was just funny to me because they were like, Emmanuel Macron, angrily denies the rumors his wife's a man. And he was like all stressed out and was like, it's not true. It's not true.
Damn, hold on. Brigitte Macron, was she a man? That was she was. I didn't know she was even gonna say that. That was God. I thought they was saying like about the age difference. I'm like, okay, so I thought she was gonna say like she's an older woman or he's an older man or like he got with her when she was young or some shit like that. I didn't think she was gonna say she might be a man. I didn't think that's what she was gonna say. That caught me on guard for a little minute.
I was just like, what the heck is going on in France? Like that, like the president has to come out and make a statement on this at all.
Well, this is a story that's come up over the years. Like this is an alleged thing.
But what was weird about the Daily Mail piece?
But in 10 minutes, can you give me what is going on?
Yeah.
Here?
So what was weird about the Daily Mail piece is that they didn't debunk what the people were saying, and this should be such an easy thing to debunk. Like if you were like Candice Owens is a man and never grew up, in Stanford, I'd be like yearbook. Here's me and my family. It's just like it's such an easy thing to debunk. Like why is this going on for years? And so that's what caught my attention. Looked into it, and 1,000%. She was born a man, lived as a man for 30 years, and then transitioned at some time in the 80s.
But are you worried about getting in trouble for slander by saying that?
I have welcomed the lawsuit. I mean, Emmanuel Macron sent me a threat before we published, and we went back to him.
Did he sign it or whatever?
It was his lawyers.
Oh, it'd be cool if
and
he
so,
signed it.
yeah, he sent the threat. And the way that it works in Tennessee, first and foremost, we have the good old boys here. So I said to him, like, this is not the state to come and try your little hoopty-floopty French, Parisian, whatever it is. Like, if you're messing around with kids, this is not the place. It's not a place for you. Secondly, like,
who was messing around with kids? The wife, then?
Well, yeah, that's what we're calling.
So Brigitte, you're saying, is a male.
Mm-hmm. Biological, believes.
Was a male or is a male?
Well, you can't really change those things in my world, but lives as
That's definitely what I was for the South. So what you mean was? Nah, if you a man, you a man. So she is a man. I ain't gonna lie. She looking at this picture. If I seen him out, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like in this picture, I can't cause she old as hell. Well, he old as hell. So it's like it's kind of. I ain't saying it's too late. Like if you a man, you a man. If you a woman, you a woman. But it's kind of like it's over with now. Like it's over. Like you might as well let him continue to live how he want to live now. Even then, like it's just what they want. They choose to live how you live. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in this picture, I can't really tell. Like I can't really. You know what I'm saying? He didn't aged, so it's like you really wouldn't even be able to tell, and it's like that.
Woman, clearly.
Okay, Liz is a woman now. Yeah, I would have never thought that she was a man.
Mm-hmm. And so anyways, the story really is just like, lived as a dude, transitioned, met Emmanuel when he was just 14 years old.
Okay, so she was a woman when they met, you're saying?
Living as a woman early days, like hadn't had all like the feminization surgery. I can even tell you her doctor's name.
Oh, you're saying so she was just kind of fresh out the
growing the hair out, like starting to like live as a woman,
It's just like fresh out the Lord and Taylor kind of.
And that was his drama teacher, and he was only 14 years old.
Is Lord and Taylor a women's store?
It's both.
It is.
I think it's out of business though.
There's a bad reference then.
And so, and then, yeah, she was a drama teacher. He was 14 and
she was how old?
40.
Nuh-uh.
I swear. That's like official. Like that's like they don't deny that.
So wait, so they're 26-year age difference?
Wait a minute, hold up. So he was 14 and she was 40?
My parents were 32 years age difference. So I can't really,
14-year-old.
Domino's new Parmesan stuffed crust pizza tastes like never before because Domino's has never had stuffed crust before.
Well, now here, my parents didn't meet until my mom was 30.
That's my point. It's very different.
Okay, so that's
the age difference matters. If you're 30, if you become an adult and you want to whatever, I don't really care. Like if you want to be a 30-year-old man, 30-year-old woman marrying a 7-year-old man, it's not my business. You're both adults, and usually there's some like financial consideration, whatever. But 14-year-old boy doesn't.
Dowry, maybe.
A dowry, yeah. But a 14-year-old boy is just weird, and so the media just kind of tried to sell it. And yeah, I just kind of looked at the story, went through it. There was so much evidence, and there was a reason they started they're like locking up journalists. Like just so you know, they started arresting people. You don't do that. You don't do that because someone's lying. You know what I'm saying?
Look that in a separate window. Look that up and then bring it up. I'm going to see this. In 1993, at the age of 39, she met. Brigitte Macron met the 15-year-old Emmanuel Macron in La Providence High School.
And that's a lie. He was 14 when he was in the play because they told the story about what play he was in. So the journalists went back and they were like, he was 14 when he was in his play.
Okay.
So it was like just little media
1 year,
lies.
it's about 7% of his life, though, at that point. So it is it's a decent amount. And everything sounds romantic when you're reading all this stuff, too. Where she was a teacher and was student and classmate of her daughter. Brigitte divorced Ozier in 2006 and married Macron in 2007. Wow. So they really fell into something. In December 2021, Natasha Ray and Amanda Roy broadcast unsubstantiated rumors online that Brigitte had never existed and that her brother Jean-Michel Trogneau had changed gender and started using that name. So what does this mean?
So what they had done was what they started to do, and I show this in my series, is to make the mainstream media convince you that it was all a lie. They were suing people for defamation and winning. And so they were like, obviously it's not true, but they were lying about why they were winning the defamation claim. So they were never winning on the substance, like you transitioned. They'd wait for someone to make a mistake of like, not Brigitte Macron as a man, but they said that Brigitte Macron went to La Providence High School. And Brigitte Macron's uncle was this. And then they would go and slap them with a defamation lawsuit.
I see.
And be able to prove that they made a mistake somewhere else. And the press would just lie and pretend that they would tell you half a truth. Like they did get sued for defamation, but it wasn't regarding whether or not she was a man.
But isn't it just love that they love? I mean, the part you're saying that's so obtuse is the fact that you felt like they were groomed, kind of.
Yeah.
Because if somebody who is a man or woman falls in love with somebody else, that's okay.
That's fine, but this wasn't that. And it's also because you can't then misrepresent yourself as like a Catholic, a strong Catholic who's leading a country. People vote for reasons. So if you want to be an open transgendered person who likes 14-year-old boys and you decide to run and a country elects you, cool. That's their business.
Now, what age did they get married at? They didn't get married when he was a child.
No, they got married in 2007, and which
when
is
he
why
was how old?
Way older.
Well, then that's kind of
no, but they were together. They were not like
they were together the whole time.
Oh yeah. They are basically like she fell in love and couldn't resist anymore. And then he went to a school and they tried to romanticize it, but there's a lot more that went on here. Like there's a ton of people around them that have then been arrested for
and this is
pedophile
all stuff you're
crimes.
Saying.
No, it's like these are I only presented the facts because he sent me a legal threat.
Okay,
like don't publish this series, sort of a thing. And when we went back at him and we said, Mr. Macron, we won't publish a single episode if you just answer this question. And we gave him 21 yes or no questions. The first one was Brigitte Macron born a biological male? They came back and refused to answer. They said they don't owe you an answer. Now that's stupid. If you're going to tell me if this is causing you so much distress and defamation, of course the laws are if somebody tries to get the true answer from you, you can't sue for defamation. That's how it works in America. And so,
but I could see somebody being like, "Oh, this is so problematic." But if I engage with it, it becomes even more problematic.
But if you're sending a 100-page letter, honey, you're already engaging, right? So they sent me a letter.
Right. If you're threatening somebody to not post the real truth about you, or if you know what's really going on, then nigga, you already involved. So you might as well go ahead and just answer the questions and just handle that and just get it. You know what I'm saying? Just let people know the truth. You feel what I'm saying? If you a public image or you a public figure, why not just go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Yeah, she's a man. Yeah, that's true. All the questions, yeah, these is 100% true. There you go. Now, can we just move past this? You know what I'm saying? Because they already 100, so it's like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? You can't live no more life than what you living already and lived it. You know, it didn't happen. So just be real and just say what it is.
First, so it's ridiculous. And then they said, like, you know, emotional distress, all this stuff. Well, we said, okay, let's end this. We're not interested in conspiracy theories. We'll end this. You tell us, did Brigitte Macron live as a man named Jean-Michel Trogneau? Yes or no? They refused to answer. You know, I'm like, okay, so what is it? You can't have it both ways. If you want this to come to an end, I have the platform to end that. I will say we looked into the story. Here are the responses we got. It's definitively not true.
That,
of course I would have done that. It doesn't like help my platform to be caught in a lie.
Right.
Then people will lose trust in me. You know what I'm saying? So if they find out that I knowingly lied and she wrote and said, you know, no, I never lived as this person, whatever, that would reflect poorly on me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I can't tell if I think it like if that happened when you engage or would you not engage, what would you do there? Because it has to be, I mean, it's such a murder mystery kind of thing, you know, like a...
The series is fun.
God, it's very... And since it's French, they have all the stuff you can't pronounce that good.
Mm-hmm. I can't pronounce any of it.
Oh, I love that shit, dude.
That was into the vid, man. Like I said, man, I feel like Candice was just being real. She was just saying, basically, hey, just go ahead and just confirm that this is the truth. We already know the truth. All we just saying is you just put a label on it and just hear it coming from you that this is what happened and we can move on. You know what I'm saying? And hey, oh well, it's not none of my business. But make sure y'all like, subscribe, man, share this video. I'm gonna say later for this video, man. Your boy out, man. Peace.